Well, good evening. Welcome to F2. 13 drivers on the grid. We've got a Khan and we've got a Faizan. I can see what Wrongson was actually saying. Well, anyway. 13 drivers on the grid, as we said. We have some notable favorites here. Andrei Feschenko, Lucas Jaraja back from his dodgy Discord dealings. Whatever happened to his account, it was very funny. He DM'd me some links and he was obviously hacked or whatever. Yeah, I said, you're hacked. And he's like, I wasn't hacked. And then he rage quit the server and then it turns out he was hacked. Anyway, we have Ronaldinho here as well. Matthew is here. Mr. Alan Garner himself, fresh off a win in F5. That's all we're going to say about it. Okay? Because it just doesn't need any more to be said. Who else we got? We've got Ferrari Wagner, who's been back. Zeman Ivanik. Let me get that right. Since you told me last night how to pronounce your name properly. James King is the very stellar season. This is dropping into F2. Dawid Steck, Colin Navlin, Joel Harris, and Mr. Maritab Ali. Let's see who's out on the track. First out is Mr. Alan Garner. Bastian Breeze's favorite person in the world. As there is rumblings of another report against Maritab in F3. There is rumblings, but we'll see. As Matthew is about to start his first hot lap attempt going around the curved start-finish line procedures. Turn 1 in we go here. Loads of understeer. Car just drifts out to the right-hand side. There's a Williams there. He's going to get out of the way. He just does nicely. That was Faizan. Does it distract Matthew going to turn 2? We will never know. We'll probably find out after the race when he starts talking about it. DRS wide open on the run down to turn 3, which is the ending corner for sector 1. Now, into the sphere section. You can see it on your left-hand side. Into this little kink that is 4 and 5. Sphere right in front of you here. Now up to turn 6. This can be an overtaking spot if you're brave. Matthew electing to not take a tight line there. Now with the Venetian on the left hand side here. I think it's turn 7 because these don't really count. Into a very, very hard braking zone here. Lando Norris famously going off here last year in the main race, and now you've got like 2.7 kilometers of a straight Hard Rock Hotel to your right. Bellagio's also there, Caesar's Palace. It's all in front of us. The Paris, the Aria, all these. They actually weren't in the game last year, these hotels, all these casinos. Into turns 10 and 11 now. Very, very easy to make a mess of these. You have to just kiss that curb on the inside and be as brave as you can close to the wall to maximize your exit, and that is a lap around the Las Vegas circuit. Very tight there at the end, and it's a 1:32.4. Will that be seeded? That is the question. We have a Ferrari crossing. That's fine then. They're all starting their laps, so we're trying to find somebody finishing a lap. Mr. Wagner on the mediums with a 1:32.5. So Robson besting someone. We have another driver joining us. As Andrei Feschenko goes fastest. Which is good to see. With a 1:31.9, so lap time's already beginning to drop. It looks like there's a Red Bull crossing the line, and it is Lucas Jaraja, and he's in the 1:32.6. It's slowest so far. As Callum Clark, winner in F3 last night. This game is so buggy because I never see any people online. Oh, there you go. And Omid Khan in the 131 threes. Wow, he's fast. Much faster than the rest of the pack at the moment. 6/10. Callum has joined us. 14 drivers on the grid. This is better. A decent there from Lucas. Next is Joel Harris, who's apparently had a purple sector 1. No, I believe it when we see it. I'm using a little bit of battery here. The yellow flag in sector 3, which is drivers letting each other pass. As Matthew has indeed messaged me that he got impeded by Faizan. As Colin Navlin goes P3 with a 132.3. And James King now, who's going to be challenging for pole today. Nice and tight there. He said his best time ever was a 132 flat, or 132.3 I think it was. He did a few weeks ago in another league race. So let's see if he can best that today. Callum in the Mercedes now. Down the back straight he goes. Such a 0-0 wing press this track, isn't it? It is all just raw straight line speed. Nothing more, nothing less. A few drivers still to set a time, but half the grid roughly. These final corners here. As James was not too bad of a line there. It's not the cleanest, but it's not the worst. Close to the wall on the round, so it's possible without kissing it as he goes around the final curve. And it's going to be in the 130s, a 130.8. There you go, there's your benchmark for this evening. It looks like we got a Williams of Faizan who's entering into sector 3. I don't think he's on a competitive time. Maybe he is. 133s. 132.7. It's only P9 at the moment for Mohammed. Callum Clark setting the track. Ronaldinho starting his lap using a bit of battery. Here he goes. Loads of curve into turn 1 there. Wants to use that to slow the car down and get a bit of rotation. Round turn 2. Does he lift? No, not at all. That's going to be quick. That's going to be very, very quick for Camel. One of our newest admins in Ero. Doing a great job, it must be said. Into turn 3, heavy braking zone. Could have been a little bit smoother, but it's okay for the moment. Apparently it's a purple sector 1, but it's obviously not. But yeah, loads of curve there. Into the sphere section he goes. That's clean. Oh, it's unfortunate. A little kiss off the wall. It's going to cost him a 10th roughly. Can we go faster than 130.8? That is the question. I would say marginally. As a yellow flag in sector 2. And he's going to get a bit of a tow here from Lucas Jaraja. And this could be massive. This is worth up to half a second. Maybe more. And this is huge for our champion elect. Some team play there by the Red Bulls. Very, very nice to see. Camel, he's not got enough battery left to really make a dent into this last straight. But what's it going to be? It's going to be in the 31s, I think. It is a 31.2, and that is good enough for P2. Wow, great stuff. Toe really helping there. Now you better repay Lucas for that in turn, you know? Maritab's on his outlet. Ziemaniwanek going provisional pole by 1/100th of a second. No, sorry, not 1/100th of a second. Less than 10. 6 hundredths. That's Maritab having a bit of a moment on his outlap. Right, I can blow my nose. Whenever I do commentary for long periods of time, I just find like my nose just gets really blocked. I don't know why. It's not the nicest feeling in the world. Anyway, we move. So, Maritab here now. In turns 10 and 11, these are turns. Coming up to Treasure Island. Should be on your right hand side here. Very close to the wall there. Narrowly avoiding damage. Now coming up to Caesar's Palace on the right hand side, turn 13. This is apparently a turn there, this little kink. DRS can be wide open in just a jiffy. Now the Las Vegas Boulevard on the left hand side, the Bellagio on the right hand side apparently. And into turns 14, 15 and 16. Lovely. Leading F3 at the moment by 10 points going into the final race. He is well within his grasp. At least that's a 1:31.8. So 5.5 minutes to go in qualifying. A lot of drivers are in the pits waiting just for the time to run down a little bit more. And who do you think is going to be on pole? Because I'm thinking it's James. I thought James King was not a surfer. I thought he was going to be there in and about, and he is. Zeman though with a great lap to be 1:30.83. Still interesting to note, Ferrari Wagner, he hasn't set a lap on the soft compound tyres. Now he is about just under a second slower than the top two. Are the softs to mediums worth a second? Interesting question. Well, I think he's just getting used to the lap as well. He's probably going to come in there and change his tyres. But it says he's on the softs there. It looks like he's on the softs there. Maybe not. Matthew on another lap. Maybe he's in lap. It wouldn't make sense to be on a lap right now. He almost goes into the wall. Gavin stepped back into the pits. Colin Melvin. He is on a lap. He hasn't got a whole lot of battery left. Is this going to be slightly faster for him? You need to take a more narrow line there. You're costing yourself a good 10th. He really is the only driver out on track apart from Lucas Duraja is warming up for his final attempt. So I think the Red Bulls are in. Oh! You can't park there, sir. 2, 3-point turn, 4-point turn, 5-point turn, 6-point turn. Right, Lucas's tires will be firmly warmed up. At this point, maybe even a little burn through. We've got 2 3/4 of a minute left in qualifying. Joel Harris is... What is Joel Harris doing? It looks like he's on a lap, but it was just too messy to be on a lap. I don't know. Anyway, he's on the run down to turn 3 in this 6.2 kilometer circuit. Normally 50 laps a full race here. We'll have 1:25 today. Apparently this race causes a great deal of disruption to the people of Las Vegas. Naturally, because it is a very busy town, right? It's a big tourist town. And with all this happening, it just literally causes absolute chaos for all the locals. Unlike at other street circuits where it's quite well organised, I think here it just hasn't really been caught yet. They haven't got it to the way they wanted. Well, minute 40 now, and we're still waiting for anyone to really start. Zeman is starting his final lap. And if it's not his final lap, it's going to be close to the line. But I think this is going to be his last lap attempt. He's got a bit of traffic though ahead of him. That looks like to be the Mercedes of Callum Clark or Maritab. It is Callum. Zeman apparently setting a purple sector 1 here as he goes through turns 7, 8, 9. She'll then turn 10. Sees the Venetian on the left-hand side now through turn 11, and then down to turn 12. He's got a bit more traffic ahead of him now. It's probably the Mercedes again. Is he going to get a bit of a slipstream from that Mercedes? He's nearly 2 tenths up on his time. Oh, he is getting a slipstream here. He is getting a slipstream here. Callum doing him a massive, massive favour. And I think he's going to want it in return. What can the Polishman do? He's a good lad, Zeman. You'd like to see him on pole. And he is getting a tow here, Callum. So a bit of gamesmanship here. Zeman will be the first driver to set a final time. And it is a 1:36. That tow helping massively. Lucas Girard is not going to get to the line on time, unfortunately for them. Then it's going to be Joel Harris next to cross the line as he goes into the final chicane of turns 14, 15 and 16. And he's invalidated as well. And he's at a moment there. That's a disastrous place. Maritabali next. He shows a Williams behind him of Ronson. And then the Ferrari of not on Lacan of Dawid Steck. That's going to be a nightmare. As Maritab goes P3, Matthew, where is he going to finish? He's going to finish P something. P6. Dawid into the pits. Umit also into the pits. Ferrari Wagner up to P4. There's another Williams now. Is that Faizan? It is Faizan. He can only manage P12. The Haas of somebody, I think it is James King, cannot improve. Ronaldinho at the death, P3. And all we have left now is Mr. Callum Clark. What can he do? He's going to be the last driver to set a meaningful time here as Zeman has already finished and he's got to have pole. Thanks to that tow really helped. That really, really helped because James King has really improved as well. Callum 1:31.8. It's good enough for P9. Zeman, he's gonna owe Callum a drink. He is there. At least a big thank you anyway. So McLaren will be on pole here, followed by Haas. Callum Clark will be in P9. 25 laps around this chaotic track where we've seen the max safety cars, I think, last night in F3. Zeman on pole, he's going to be followed by James on the front row. Then Ronaldinho, Maritabali leading out in the second row. Maritabali in P4. Ferrari, Wagner, and Andrei Feschenko in the third row. Umakan and Matthew in the fourth row. Callum and Conlon in the fifth. Then it's Dowd, Faizan, Lucas, and Joel Harris. Callum using every soft stuff imaginable. The MGM Grand in the distance as we are waiting for drivers just to finalise their strategies. What tyres they'll start on, maybe they're going to make a tweak to the wings, maybe they're going to make a tweak to the tyre pressures. Tony was making a tweak to the suspension. Oh, we'll get away in racing in about 45 seconds time, I'd say, roughly. 25 laps. Turn 1 is always chaotic here. Definitely one of the more chaotic turn 1s here. Monza and probably Baku, I'd say, are the worst for it. Singapore is always the longest race in sim racing. It's always over an hour, and it always has a lot of safety cars. Just by the nature of the track, it is always the longest race, as a rule of thumb. Here, it's not too bad. We will get underway in racing now, with a few red lights appearing for the penultimate time in F2. Zimanowanic will lead us away. Does he get a good start? That's the question. He doesn't get a bad start. James King has been caught a bit lapping, but he's going to keep his position. Ronaldinho staying there, and we've seen Artabali. Oh, he's after poking James King. That's not a good start for him. Oh, lordy, what was that? As James goes to the back of the pack after such a strong qualifying session. Everybody else relatively keeping their position. Callum Clark's up 2 places. Everybody else up 1 as well. Let's have a little look and see what the tyres are like. Andrei Feschenko. Oh, as the Ferrari of Dowd, Steck, and Mohammed Faizan. There's chaos here. Wings are gone. No safety car just yet. Oh, James King almost goes into the back of him. Conlon having down 4 places. Lucas Giorgio up 5. Joe Harris up 7. That's probably his best start of the season. Callum Clark up 3. Umakan up 2. Andrei Feschenko up 3. And Ronaldinho up 1. Everyone electing for the medium tyres apart from Mr. Joel Harris. Interesting start there. As we go down the Las Vegas Boulevard back straight for the first time, Zeman's going to want to break this DRS very early to be not vulnerable to everyone behind, which he's already done so. And James is going to have a bit of work to do to catch up here. This is a good track for overtaking, but James is going to have a good bit of work to do here if he wants to catch back up. He's 9 seconds off the pace. Andrei Feschenko with a fantastic start up to P3. Naturally, Zeman setting the fastest lap of the race. This is the first driver to cross the line. And Lucas Giorgio getting past Joel Harris. He's up to P7. Solid recovery from him so far. 4 drivers into the pits already. Rongson, Faizan, Colin, and Dowd. There's going to be a lot of double stacking here for the 2 Williams. Not good. Faizan's still stuck in the pits after that double stack. Zeman is not breaking the DRS of Ronaldinho just yet. Oh, as we heard the wall being clipped there. And the bollard's gone in the backdrop, you can see that too. As we're 8% of the way through this race. Ferrari, Wagner, and Joe Harris trading positions. He's got the best name of all time. Imagine him in Ferrari. Like, anyway, Umakan in the Ferrari. He's in P6 at the moment. He's a bit of ways from Callum Clark. He needs to catch up to be protected from the DRS behind. That's probably going to be a track limit warning for him there. And the top 7 relatively close to one another. Zeman setting the fastest lap, immediately seated by Mr. Kamil. Kamil, who went to holidays in Greece this year. He had probably a lot of souvlaki and a lot of gyros. Andrei Vaschenko, he went to Spa this summer. So he had a good time as well. Zeman went to a Grand Prix as well. I think he went to Hungary as far as I remember. So Ero did go international. He already is quite international, but some of our notable members or more active members in the server have been away sharing their life with us, which is always nice to see. It brings that community spirit a bit together. And as everybody knows, I went to Monza. Callum, I don't know what he did. I think he just played Gran Turismo and got sick of the game through burnout. Lucas Jaraja, I'm pretty sure he went on holidays too. Khan, no idea. Joe Harris goes away every summer to his summer home with his parents. Matthew probably went to Barnsley or somewhere like that for holidays. I don't know. I don't want to know, to be honest, because it'll be a big essay. Colin, he's not working this evening. He's with us. Faizan is doing Faizan things. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That's Ferrari Wagner. He's gone, and that brings out the VSC for now. Does that going to change to a full course safety car like it did in F5 last night? Not for the moment. Poor Ferrari Wagner. Oh, I know your name is Ferrari, but I call you Ferrari. Oh, poor lad. Right, does anybody decide to use this time to pit and get a cheap free stop? Hards can go to the end, it's a bit difficult. No, no one elects to do so. Well, Khan does. He's gone on to the hards. As Andrei Vaschenko, you silly sausage, has gotten a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. I'm imagining Joel Harris has done the same thing. We'll see in just a second. And it is really the top two against the rest of the pack. An interesting question there is, does James King report Maritab for that R11 incident going into the F3 Championship fight tomorrow? Yeast, if you're watching this, he's going to be doing car wheels. Andre, though, catching Maritab here. He's going to have DRS. He's got a Mercedes right behind him. He's in a Mercedes sandwich. Wide open, and Callum gaining here from the bottom. He's not using the slipstream, though. Not near enough to make a move just yet, though. Further back up the field, Ronaldinho is catching. It's a Polish 1-2 at the moment. And Andre in to serve his drive-through. That's unfortunate. Doesn't get a 10-second for speeding into the pits. James King with a good recovery so far after going to the back of the pack. He has dropped off a little bit. He was 9 seconds away, now he's 12 seconds away. So he has a little bit of work to do in the next 20 laps or so. As Lucas has come out a fresh set of mediums, that's interesting. So drivers we need to settle into their synth now. The mediums are going to be about halfway through their life cycle. Let me a little bit less. They can go about 11, 12 laps, 13 if you're very, very gentle with them. But the hards can go to infinity as usual with this game. My nose is so blocked. Must be from talking all the shite that I do. So if you're just tuning in, we have lost only one driver so far in the first 5 laps, one VSC. There's been a few incidents in turn 1, but nothing outside the ordinary. Not like F3 last night where it was just chaos. But yes, alas. Further back up the field, Ronaldinho versus Zeman Ivanic is ongoing. They've checked out versus the rest of the grid. Does Kamil decide to undercut Zeman here? That's an interesting question, worth consideration. And he is very, very close to the back of the McLaren now into turn 3. Has to be careful of the dirty air. Kisses the wall there. Now into the start of the sphere section. In turns 6, 7 and 8. Now coming up to turn 9. Venetian on the left hand side. And roughly you want to be just within about 6.5 tenths to get the overtake. Done on this back boulevard straight. And he is that, well, he's not actually, he hasn't had the best of exits there. At a turn 12 into 13 now. DRS wide open. Let's see how much time he gains in just a second. Not using any battery, not really fighting it. Zeman not really bothered about it either. He's only gained about 3 tenths there. Not enough. Not near enough. Well, the two Mercedes are fighting as well in their own little personal battle. James King is not gaining. Andre with that unfortunate drive through. He's down to P6 at the moment. It's Ahmed Khan overtaking Joel Harris into turn 14. His turn to play cat in this game of Tom and Jerry. Matthew is a bit behind, lagging there. And Joel, is Joel going to attempt to move into turn 1? Thinks about it. Takes an unusual line as a result. He's going to get a good exit though here. Oh, he lifts. He lifts. Why do you lift there, Joel? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, we've all caught that one on stream. Moving on, back up the front. Well, Colin and Dawid are fighting. Or not Colin, Lucas and Dawid are fighting. And these three very close to each other. Used to having a little battle. Faizan is a bit of ways away, unfortunately. A safety car will bring him back into it. Everyone is going into the wall there, just trying to kiss it. Zeman's still holding position, but Kamil has a lot of battery. I think he's going to be ready to attack soon enough. Maritab Ali and Callum Clark still fighting with one another. Callum Clark telling me he shouldn't be an he should be an F5 next season. You're in P4, bloody F2, mate. And you won an F3 last night. Get out. Out. No chance. Zucho won't let you. Into turn 3. As James King, he doesn't have the A to DRS, so he's kind of getting left behind in these long straights, unfortunately. Into turn 9 now. And Camel much closer now than he has been before. Still has all that battery. Zeman hasn't got any still. Zeman on hot lap currently. And Ronaldinho charging up the battery. So is Zeman. Maritab and Callum still fighting. So these two are just still standing pat with each other. No one really going for anything. Callum very close to the back of the Pakistani driver. No move being made just for yet. Oh, that's very clean. That's in there. Andre, 13 seconds off the pace. You're going to yellow flag in sector 3. And I think that's Dowd's stack. I think he's come off. Has he got damage? No, he doesn't. Back up to this fight between these two lovebirds. They'll go past the Venetian here. Lap 9 of 25. There's another yellow flag in sector 1. It's green already. So Oma coming up to James and Joel. I think Joel Harris is just holding everybody up. Yeah, that's over and done with. And next up for Mr. King is Mr. Wrongson. So James is attempting the undercut here by pinning earlier. I'm going to see how the rest of the pack responds. 37 seconds adrift currently. Now, does anybody else here decide the undercut? Zeman has been overtaken by Ronaldinho. We missed that, sorry. Ronaldinho's got so much more battery. He's almost gone. Maritab and Callum still fighting along here. So plenty of mini battles happening on track at the moment. Still see the two Mercedes going tooth and fro. As there's a yellow flag in sector 3, Omacon's, well, he's retired in the pits. He's had enough for today. And James King, he hasn't really gained a lot of time on the leader, just gained about 2/10 so far. So maybe the mediums haven't degraded as much for these guys. Maybe they're better at preserving their tyres than the lads in F3 and F5. But let's just see where we're at. James now, he's rapidly gaining time now. He's nearly chopped 2 seconds off. Ronaldinho does indeed, and both of them decide to pit this lap. And why is Zeman being held here? Or is it just a glitch in the game? Callum Clark also into the pits. Maritabali elects to stay out so they don't double stack. So will Callum be able to overtake Maritab with those fresher tyres? As Ahmed Khan said, he had no speed even with 0-0 wings. Joel into the pits, Andre into the pits. Why is Andre back? He's just went into the pits again. Oh, the service drive-through, wasn't it? And just like that, Maritab is leading this race. He's going to have to come into the pits though in just a second. How much time is he going to be behind Callum Clark? With the race beginning to settle down just a little bit. James is catching though. He's now, he'd probably be about, say, I don't know, less than what he is behind at the moment. Well, I'd say it's going to be about 16 seconds off the pace soon. A lot better than what he was at one point. It was 37 seconds, obviously with the pit stops and everything else coming into play. And these two still battling away. They're the closest to each other on the track. We do see the Ferrari at the back with, I think it's Joe. There is a move done into turn 1. But meanwhile here, Ronaldinho holding his own, fending off Zeman, who led for the earlier half of this race. As we are approaching half-race distance, Lucas Garage is into the pits again. A lot of curb by both of them. There's Zeman doing very well to avoid a track limit warning, I think. And Callum Clark is going to overtake Maritab here by quite a few seconds. There's a lock up there from Ronaldinho. You don't want to see that. And Zeman keeping pace with his Polish compatriot into turn 3. That's very clean there from the two of them. You see that as he hits the wall. And James gaining a little bit more time. Edging away. Now, interesting enough here, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 3, that's a Ferrari. David Steck is going slow. As Colin Navin gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Well, what's happened here? Something has happened up here, we've missed it. As that's brought out a VSC. So Maritab here, I think he's going to get away with one if the VSC lasts long enough. He might get a cheap pit stop here. David Steck's into the pits. And that's Lucas Giraja ahead of Maritab. And Maritab is going to be praying that this VSC lasts for another 20 seconds or so. And he gets a nice little quick pit stop. Still no sign of the VSC ending. He's changing his front wing as well, so that must be the reason why we have a VSC. The damage is done. Callum's going to overtake him, but I think he's getting away with one here because it could have been a lot worse. I think it would have been a hell of a lot worse. As we are back away and racing, that's ideal there from Maritab. Just comes ahead of James King. Comes out ahead of James King. Matthew into the pits. Probably to change his front wing. So Ronaldinho taking the lead back in this race with Zeman in pursuit. Still within DRS with plenty of battery. Both of them plenty of battery. Has 11 laps to go. And we've lost 3 drivers so far. Doing better than that. 3, must be said. James is homing in here on Maritab. He's got the older tyres, but they're going to be warmed up. DRS here as well. Gaining and gaining and gaining. It's not going to be enough now for this lap. Oh, you see the traction control they're doing so much of the work. Just like that. He's right in the back of him again. He's going to have DRS again on the exit of turn 2. Is he going to be near enough this time? I don't think so. No, nowhere near enough. Maritab's almost broken the DRS. As Joel Harris gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Further back up the field, Zeman is closing in. And it's a question who gets the better exit here. That would be a next driver to get a 3-second time penalty. Zeman is closing. He's closing. Is he going to be near enough to make the move? Is he going to make the move? He's not using any battery, so I don't think he is. Manages the dirty air quite well there. Very clean. Very, very clean. Again, he's gaining and gaining. Possibly a move into turn 1 if he was feeling ambitious here, but there's no need because he's going to have DRS in just a second. These two putting on a clinic. They've absolutely checked out. Not near enough this lap as Lucas Jaraja is trying to unlap himself. Fair play. In doing so gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for them. Staying with these two. Zeman very, very close to the back of Camel. Can be difficult to follow in this part of the track just due to the dirty air. And you can see that there is Camel uses that to his advantage to pull away, and, well, he hasn't got more battery. Normally he does. He's been pretty conservative with his battery usage. He's going to have to be a bit more aggressive with the usage here now as he defends on his back straight again. Is Zeman going to pull the trigger? It doesn't look like it. He is gaining yet again. DRS wide open. It's going to be a bit of a repeat of the last lap. Close but no cigar. Further behind, you see Callum Maritab. Well, Callum's a bit further up the field, but James and Maritab are chasing Callum down for that last podium position. And here comes Maritab Ali. Doesn't make the move. To be honest, I think he's really developed as a driver because maybe last season he would have made that move. So, it is interesting to see. And again, Zeman just waiting behind here, getting his battery nice and charged, and that's the benefit of being the chaser, of having DRS. You don't have to burn your battery. Top two are showing their pace, so they're really, really quick. DRS going to be open wide again. Zeman. Not close enough to make a move though. Again, always around that 3/10 mark.
Right. I'm actually looking to order food. So, Zeman closing in now. Still not using battery though. Probably could get the overtake done here if he did actually use battery. He's very close this time to the back of Camel. The two Saubers are fighting, and then further back down the field, the two Mercedes are coming into contact yet again. James is also in hot pursuit. Anyway, I've just picked my food. Everyone relax. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 3, someone's going slow. We're into lap 21 of 25, and these two still running away with this. Callum has been caught. Callum has been overtaken. And James King also waiting in the wings. So this is going to be the fight for the last podium spot. And we'll see how this ends up. Right, as Zeman now very close to the back yet again, but no look, just time. This field fairly spread out here. And Callum and Maritab getting very close to each other, and that brings James King right into the fold here. And he's going to capitalise on this. Colin Navlin setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:33.3. And look at these two Mercedes, they've been inseparable all race nearly. Even with the little cheeky undercut that Callum did. Well, I think Maritab tried the overcut, to be honest. And they got lucky with the VSC. But here they come again into turn 3. There's a bit of contact and a bit of closing of doors there. James King narrowly avoiding the wall. So the top 5 engaged in 2 separate battles for P3 and then P1 respectively. Further down the field, no one else is really in a battle, unfortunately. Andrei Pashchenko maybe could have raced in F2 or F3, sorry. I didn't say that out loud. Anyway, Zeman closing in, but guess what? Doesn't make the move. This is going to be a last lap move, I think. That's the plan here. As James King gets past Callum Clark, as Callum was the one without DRS this time. He was the sitting duck to the pack behind. Might have got a track limit warning there. As we're entering into lap 23 of 25, just a few laps to go. Still fighting tooth and nail. Let's just have a look at the interval so it's easier. For this remaining fight, as Matthew is into the pits, Andres got another penalty. And these three having their own little battle. It's quite nice to see. Zeman's a bit too far away to make the move this lap. He's not going to make it this lap or next lap. He's just going to stay behind, charge his battery, as Ronaldinho is struggling to keep any sort of charge in that battery. Oh, that was quick by Zeman there. That was quick stuff. Right, lap 24 or 25, penultimate lap between these two. It's going to be a Polish 1-2, barring some unfortunate incident. But the last podium spot is to be determined. James King doesn't have DRS though, so your money would be on Maritab at this point in time. It's going to be an English 4-5 as it stands, unless something drastic happens with Maritab's car. Anyway, getting back up the front, these two have been inseparable all race long as they go into the Sphere complex. And really consistent, really steady. Nothing brash. Andre into the pits. Nothing brash from either of them. Just solid racing. It's good to see. It's what you want to see more of. Just clever racing. As we were just briefly with Conal Navlin there. Now, onto the back straight we go. Yet again. Is Zeman making the move this time? I can't imagine he is. Camel, not with a lot of battery left either. It's going to be a bit of a sitting duck when Zeman unleashes this all in the next lap. And this is it. One lap shootout for all the beans. Callum is very close to the back of James going into turn 1. He's got a penalty though. So I think the top 5 is set. Top 6 is set. 7 is set. 8 is set. I think the grid is actually set at this point. Unless anything dramatic happens. It's all between P1 and P2. And Zeman Uwanek has a full battery to unleash. Which he's used 20% of. And he's literally going to unload this whole unit. There's a bit of, oh, it's a bit of wheel spin there though. Well, this is it. Battery wide open. Battery use is wide open. DRS will be wide open in just a second here. He's gaining already. He's gaining. Now with the assisted DRS, he's going to fly past Camel. Oh, he tries the inside. That's a bit dangerous though. Safely getting past. Now, does Ronaldinho have anything? No, he doesn't. Oh, as he loses control. Oh, poor Ronaldinho. It will be Zeman Uwanek crossing the line. P1. He started on pole. He'll finish at the top of the podium. It's a Polish 1-2. We see Dawid Steck being the third driver to cross the line. It's a Polish trinity to cross the line first, whatever. Maritab Ali will take P3. James King will cross the line P4 with Callum Clark behind. Next is Andrei Feschenko and Rongson are the last drivers to cross the line. And that is F2. And I think Camel is the champion now. As far as I remember. Andre with the fastest lap of the race, just for good measure. Oh, that will be that. Another race in the bag. And it's Poland everywhere. Right, so provisional standings before any stewarding. I don't think there's going to be much before it, to be honest. As we got Zeman in P1, Camel P2, Maritab P3. Let's just get the race director for anyone that needs it. Wasn't a whole lot of incidents either, right, to be honest. And that is it for another weekend in Ero. Next week is the finale. F2's been decided, but F3 has a battle, and F5 has a battle where João Santos is looking to claim his maiden title in Ero. Macaulay Beard versus Maritab Ali in F3. Tune in from 6 p.m. next Friday. And have a lovely weekend, everybody else, and good night.